Hello students and Roblox developers. I hope that you're learning a few basics of Roblox Lua. The truth is that there are many books out there, in addition to the Lua programming website or main website, which you can find much more about the game coding in itself. This course always tries to cover the basics to make sure that you can get started and you have an idea on how to create a game in Roblox Lua. Now, one of the most important parts of game design is hierarchy. This is because every element or object in your Roblox game or Lua programming is connected to the hierarchy in some form. We saw this when we were trying to create scripts. If you put coding or insert coding inside the wrong script under the wrong hierarchy, your script will be there, it will be saved by Lua, of course, and it will be inside your game. But you might not be able to do anything to the game or affect the game in any way, or you won't see the results. And that's because it will be in the wrong folder. At the top level, even if we don't see it, there's a hidden object called game, which is the main game. This is the parent of all the containers you see in the explorer. It is important to know or detect when something touches a part. If you go through different Roblox games, you will see that most of the games are either going to require the kids or grown-ups that play those games to touch apart a coin or a step or a house or lava or anything really that is considered a token of some kind, or a part in which if they touch a part or they touch lava, they die. If they touch a coin, they get some many dollar amount. If they pick up a sword, then they can use the sword. All of these requires coding on the background, and this is done in the scripts of the game, with functions, of course, and methods, just like we saw before. For example, you can see in the screen how the programmer created an events, a detection of sorts in which a player is trying to click or touch a part, and it will create a hat, so a different hat, a random kind of hat every time a player steps in a part of a game. Now events, and this is where the scripts in which main things like this or instances or events are created are able to create scripts in which you detect when a part is touched, or detect if a part was clicked, or detect if a property of an object was changed. So not only when you do a script, you need to create the part of the programming with the method, whatever that part, like every time I touch the door of this house, the door will turn transparent. Every time I step on a green circle, I will be able to turn into Batman or Superman. So all of those also need what is called an RBX script signal or an event attached to it. Now, one of the first things, if you wanted to create things from the scratch, instead of using the tools menu on the explorer, you will be creating possibly the first thing, humanoids. Now, humanoid is a special type of object that allows a model to function like a character. And there are two types of humanoid, the R6 and the R15. R6 humanoids have 6 limbs, a head, the torso, left arm, left leg, right arm, and right leg. And a head must be attached to the torso or the humanoid will die immediately. In the beginning video games or some of those beta games that you can find in Roblox, you might find that if they have done the game from scratch, you might find a lot of the R6 humanoids. Whether if you play a game in which there's a huge team trying to create a game, you might find a lot of the R15 humanoids. The R15 humanoids, of course, have many more events in itself in the script and have 15 limbs. Head must be attached to upper torso. Humanoid dies immediately. That's pretty much the same. but they are more complex and robust and can do many more things. In a little while, we're going to create a demonstration so you can see what things and how to create a humanoid in Roblox. Now, when you're playing a game, also, one of the main things that you want to create on your games is what is called a leaderboard or leader stats. And you can see it is here on the top. You can see the name of the player, the level, and the XP. Sometimes you can also use dollar amounts. So you will be creating sort of like a table on your script. And you get to choose the different fields or records. You know, like you could put the name of the player, of course, and how much money, what level they have, or how many, you know, I don't know, coins they picked up, how many different zones they went, how many times they die, how many times were rebirth, things like that. So it will depend which kind of game and how many, how difficult or how advanced you want to make this game. Now, in order to do this, and values can also be used in leaderboards in Roblox games, Roblox provides a system for leaderboards which you can use in your game. We will also go through a little demonstration on the script of what kind of code you need to be able to create a leader stat. As you can see, you can insert the object or folder into a player object. The leader stats always have to be under the folder or player object. That way, every time a player comes into Roblox, into your game, they will show up on your leader stats folder. The point is to tell the code that whenever a player joins a game, as I said, a folder instance is created and put inside the player's object, and it is named leader stats. Remember or note that the name of the folder also needs to be named leader stats. And remember that every time you're creating code, you're telling an instruction to the computer or to Roblox Lua on where to go, from where to go, and how to rearrange things in a hierarchical or level manner. You also can create GUIs, and GUI stands as an acronym for Graphical User Interface. In Roblox, there are many different types of GUIs. I tried to pick up a picture, then you can see different types. Sometimes there might be leaderboards that are for different levels or zones in which the players, if they reach this many Roblox or this many dollars, can go into. Other ones will be informative or billboard GUIs. Others will be surface GUIs that appear when the player comes into your game, and others can be screen GUIs in which you are demonstrating, even with video. You can add video if you're a very advanced programmer on how, what are the steps, or like a little short tutorial on how to do things. Now remember, when we began creating the game, we said that there were different types of games that you could play, and tycoons are very popular. Tycoons, as you can see, are easy to create because pretty much the only thing you need is a flat surface and trying to clone or recreate a coin or step, like over here is showing a red circle, in which every time the player steps in, if they have money, they can buy this part of the game, for example, a building, and the building will appear after they have the money. So they go creating, like as you can see in the background, some of the players have started to create the different tycoons, and there are different levels. And the tycoons obviously are like, they could be anything. It could be a huge amount of mansions, or a plant, you know, a car dealership, anything. So in tycoons, the object is to gain money from buying items around your base. And buying more droppers and upgraders and upgrading your conveyors allows you to rake in cash and finish the tycoon. And we'll also be doing some demonstration of what a tycoon is. Before, I want to thank you for going with me through this Roblox Lua game. And But we're not done yet. I wanted to show you in the next video sun coding for Tycoon and sun coding with variables and how to do a day-night cycle and other things that we haven't covered before. So stay with me for just one more video, and I hope that you enjoyed the basics of Rule programming. There is so much that we could be talking about Roblox Luau as far as programming and coding goes. But I wanted to show you at least the main functions and a little bit about Roblox Luau. We will also do another video in which we will cover how to get started with your game and what things you can do to market your game. Thank you, and I'll see you in the next video.